Greetings! It is I, Foolish. Past my bedtime. I shouldn't even be awake right now. But I got excited because I got a new deck today. And I wanted to share it with you. Let's maybe do a little interview. So, this Might Hurt tarot deck. Yeah. No kidding. I already scanned them. I decided to call this deck Isabella. Well, really, Izzy. I have shuffled this what seems like hundreds of times. I was just curious if Izzy would like to introduce herself. I named it Izzy, not just after Isabella, because I tend to name the decks after the creator. Not always, like Chelsea, named after Chelsea Wolfe. 13 is actually, it's called 13. I didn't get too creative there. Morgan, that's the Morgan Greer tarot deck, It's funny, I was scanning a couple decks, and, Morgan is the Queen of Swords here. And when I was scanning the decks, I missed a card in each of the decks. And it's like they were hiding from me. Guess what that was? Guess what that card was? In each of the decks was the Queen of Swords. Funny. It's almost like Morgan Pola Highlander. There can be only one. Let's see what Izzy has to say. Oh, back to the thought that I started and didn't finish. I named this Izzy after Isabella Rotman, who created the deck, but also one of my favorite comedians, Eddie Izzard, or Izzard, depending on how you feel her name should be pronounced. I don't know if Izzy is ready for pop out. Let's just see. Izzy, say hi to the nice people. Those aren't pop outs. Don't worry, lady. We'll get there. We don't have to rush it. We can take our time. We can let this relationship develop organically. Don't feel like you're on the spot. Just if you'd like to come out and say something, you're more than welcome to. How about that? 10 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Now here's my favorite thing about this deck, and probably why I'm so excited to feature this when I should be sleeping. This deck actually has real people in it. It's weird. There's times that I despise the traditional tarot deck because everybody looks the same. Do we know what we're saying? Does everybody know what I'm saying? I'm just saying there's nothing but white people in there. Now listen, I don't have a problem with white people. I have a problem with everything being the same. It's just a personal preference. I don't like it. I like it when there's diversity. To me, it seems weird to see any of all one thing. That's weird to me. It's also weird to Mr. Foolish. We didn't grow up that way, so it actually stands out. We do notice it when, like, for instance, everybody in this deck is white, right? Pixie, as she was known, drew the cards, and I mean literally drew them, did the art for them. It was a different time, the medieval type. You didn't have a lot of racial diversity in that one little teeny speck of history, that one little teeny weeny time. I always laugh when people go to the Renaissance Fair every year, year after year after year, right? Yeah. And I'm like, hey man, why don't you branch out a little? There's a lot of history that happened. It wasn't just that teeny little weeny window in that little teeny weeny area, right? Oh, but I love history. You just enjoy that history. You don't know anything about any of the other histories. Otherwise, you'd think that my Idi Amin jokes were funny. Alright. Case in point. Now, we let Izzy kind of determine. We got 7 cards here. And there's just like a hello. It's a friendly hello. Oh, the other thing I needed to mention, no reverse in this book. And this book is no joke. I have really enjoyed looking through here. 10 of Wands, more weight. Yeah. You know I'm down. I'm at the end of a creative journey, it says. If I'm still carrying the weight of the entire journey, I might be at a breaking point. Look at this individual. Look at that bird. Just like I'm getting a free ride. My Uber's here, right? Can you leave some behind, organize them more efficiently, ask for help, or carry them in smaller batches? Don't you want enough energy left over to start the creative cycle again? Yeah, I do, actually. I do tend to do that, too. I just go balls out. I don't leave much behind, even though I don't have much to begin with. It's funny. Ace of Pentacles. It's an opportunity. New stuff coming. Nourish whatever opportunity is being presented to you. If none seem to be coming, seek them out. Sometimes we have to make our own opportunities. I'm in love with this book. I am so happy about this. This is probably one of the, I'm not going to say that Morgan is going to be taking a back seat, but I will say, let's just say Morgan's going to have to learn how to play nice. Hangman, we all know what that is. Surrender, right? Pause. Be still. Go inside. Accept your circumstances, allow your perspective to shift, and let go. I love it. And the book is, I could actually see myself using this with other decks too. Look at the 4 of Cups. See, look. Check that out. She's meditating. Dude's trying to hand her some coffee. This is the too busy self-reflecting to take the dang cup card. And that is a direct quote. Hilarious. It's time to snap out of it. You're likely stuck in a mental loop. Maybe you're having a narcissistic moment. Or you're secluding yourself for introspective reasons. Maybe you're just a puddle of self-pity. Well, the 4 of Cups wants you to look up. The cups being held out to you are most likely gifts. Notice them. That's funny. Getting right to the point. And here's some diversity. An old person. You know? An old person who's probably wearing socks with the sandals. You know what I'm saying? Leadership through emotional strength. Oh, she modeled this card after her grandfather who has Alzheimer's. King of Cups shows true emotional strength in the face of difficulty. In this way, he supports the people around him. If you're the King of Cups, you're likely being called upon to balance your emotions. How can you listen to your unconscious without being overwhelmed by it? How can you best show compassion for your community while still taking care of yourself? For sure. I try to do that. I try to stay even. One of the other reasons why I do that, not just because I like containment, detachment, then with a spongy approach, right? Then I can come up with a plan. I'm not going to come up with a good plan, an effective plan, a compassionate plan if I'm, continually telling myself stories about the situation. It's just not going to happen. The other reason why that is because we suck at assessing what the situation actually is. A lot of times we don't have a whole story, and a lot of times the story that we've come up with is not the truth, nor is it the full truth. So I strive to create space between me and the story so that I can choose what is compassionate. And this requires a lot of patience, okay? You're with yourself, with other people. I know that there's always a chance that what I think is the truth of a situation, I might not be correct. Time will tell. But if I follow a code of conduct, I don't have to worry about getting yanked into some behavior I'm going to regret later, because I was taking action from a story that may not have been true instead of taking action from my code of conduct. That's why I do that. Believe me, I've got a lot of red in my ledger, so. Ten of Swords, rock bottom card. This is funny. It sounds like she's been watching my videos. Well, clearly nothing good is happening here. No kidding. Take a deep breath. Take a good hard look at the path you're going down. Possibly this event can be avoided because the Ten of Swords is always a little bit our own fault. No kidding. No kidding. It's the end of a cycle. It's time to pull the swords out of your back. Let go of the identity of someone who has been entirely screwed over by life circumstances. Now that the worst has happened, you get a hard-won lesson, some freedom, and the gift of moving on. I love this girl's attitude. Three of Pentacles. Teamwork makes the dream work. Hilarious. Usually means work or some other kind of group project. Welcome teamwork, collaboration, and cooperation. Yes. I try to, I don't want to say avoid, my preferred type of person to do anything with, really, even just hang out, are not people who view things as a hierarchy. I like people who can collaborate. I like a nice flat hierarchy, alright? When somebody thinks that they're the dominant something pack leader, alright? Honestly, it's a real drag. That person tends to take themselves super seriously, and you know what else? That person also tends to be blowing smoke up their own ass, because when a crisis hits, they're usually the first one to buckle. I know I can't count on people like that. But, I think, combining forces with others whose skills complement yours will create a result that is greater than its parts. You could be happy and content with your work and the people you're working with. If not, this is a reminder that a positive, collaborative environment is something you can build. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. Even if it's just with one other person. Now, I'm just curious, okay? We're not doing Izzy versus Morgan. That's not what we're doing. Hi, Morgan. Are you surprised to see me this late at night? I mean, I'm probably going to end up paying for this tomorrow. But honestly, it feels super good to be... to have something that I'm so excited about that I'm willing to go to bed an hour or two later than normal. That gives me the gigglies. Morgan, would you like to introduce yourself to Izzy? Because you two are going to be working together. You will, I'm telling you. Wouldn't you like a friend? I feel like it's when you have a dog and then you worry about that dog getting lonely during the day, so you adopt another dog. I know you're the Highlander. I know you think that there can be only one, but hey, we were just talking about collaboration, Morgan. Let's see what you have to say about it. Oh, all right. There's a reverse. Morgan's like, yeah, well, I'll do what I want. All right, we don't have to rush this either. I'm a little excited, honestly. Just need to settle into it. We don't want to be the feeding ground for the Fae, do we? Let's just take it down a notch, right? Now, Morgan, you have always been fantastic with the pop-outs. Let's just see. What do you have to say about what Izzy had just said? Well, allow me to retort. Sam Jackson, Pulp Fiction. Oh. Interesting. All right, okay. Interesting. So, she also gave me the Ten of Wands, and she gave me the Ten of Swords. So this must be super serious, you guys. She gave me the Ace of Wands. And the Six of Swords. Reversed, of course. Eight of Wands. What's your rebuttal or concurrence with Izzy here? I'd love if you guys work together. You know, I'm a lot. I want this one, I think. I'm a lot to deal with, right? The Morganins, the nonsense. Wouldn't you like a little buddy to sit around and talk smack about me behind my back? Right? How can you be a mean girl all by yourself, Morgan? Morgan to me has always felt like L7. We're gonna have to take it, okay? Five of Wands. Because I'm not sure if well, the Ten of Swords has to stay there. I'm not sure. The Five of Wands might just be like a bonus card. She's trying to one-up Miss Izzy here. But Morgan, she feels like L7. If you've never heard that song, Shit List, you should be listening to that anytime you feel like you have some kind of confidence issue or you need to be bold, okay? Maybe enforce some boundaries or report for a job interview that's making you super nervous. That'll level you right out. But Izzy feels more like, maybe because of her diverse cast of characters and the cards, she feels more like that band, the Go Team. So many styles of music in there. Obviously, a nice, diverse group of people. They have so many classic aesthetics about like their videos and their merch, and that's what she's kind of reminding me of. Actually, is the Go Team. First up is Ten of Wands reversed. Now, Izzy gave me that upright. Reverse Ten of Wands in your reading can indicate putting tremendous pressure on yourself to succeed, or having perfectionist tendencies that lead to extreme exhaustion and burnout. Well, the extreme exhaustion, that's my baseline. So try to take on only what you can handle without judging your productivity or comparing yourself to others. Actually, I caught myself doing that today. Balance activities that bring you joy, like this one, for example, with those that must be done, and say no to the rest. Say no. No gracias. Ace of Wands reversed. Point to hesitation around taking action, perhaps driven by fears about timing, failure, or getting out of your comfort zone. Hey, it's not like I'm in my footy pajamas right now. God. Acknowledge what is preventing you from being bold and decisive so you are able to confidently move forward. This reversal may also indicate delays beyond your control. Trust that these delays are part of your divine timing and try to stay flexible and open. Will do. Thanks, Morgan. Stay spongy. Did you hear that? Stay spongy. That's what she's saying. Here's the sun. Just going to quickly pick out whatever. I got this the other day, too. Connect to your own inner child, and we talked about that. Oh my God, we played with the fart toys this weekend. For like, I know it was like an hour and a half. Ridiculous. Sun offers clarity in murky situations and brings you the experience of renewed vitality. Improved health is on the way. Hey! I am supposed to get my shot next week. As well as a return of your enthusiasm for life. You're right, Morgan. I was super stoked to get down here. Super sized. Oh! Consider pursuing some inner child healing work, perhaps by finding a new passion or engaging in a hobby you once loved. Yeah, man, that's what I'm doing. Morgan's on it. Morgan's like, bitch, I still know what's up. Even though you're playing with another deck. It's fine. It's fine. That's what Morgan's like. Process of religion, judgment of yourself is important, whether or not a spiritual awakening is taking place. Accept and release your past so you can enjoy the next phase. Release yourself from self-criticism and judgment. Honestly, I call myself a doofus and a ding-dong and a dingus and all these other hilarious words, right? I've been also referring to myself and using as a profane word, Stachybotrys. It's a form of mold I learned about on Forensic Files. But for real though, that's just shtick. Like, I don't criticize myself. I don't. And I don't judge myself either. It just sounds like I do to the untrained ear, and perhaps to people who are used to being around that, where the people are actually serious. I don't take myself seriously at all, so I don't ever really have to do that. If I hold myself accountable, that's not damning. That's just being like, hey chick, listen, your behavior right now is not effective, not going to get us where we need to go. Like, this is a pattern. We need to figure out how we can get out of this pattern, because this sucks and it's not working for us at all. However, super sized to be accepting my spiritual gifts, moving on from past pain, and embracing a new period of spiritual awakening. That'd be okay, I guess, right? Eight of Wands. We know what this is. It's the Yeats. I'll never see this card the same again ever since I saw Moody with the Yeats. Spontaneity. Event that's on the verge of happening. Events move quickly. Everything's falling into place without you needing to push for an outcome. Definitely not traveling anywhere yet. Moving quickly towards your personal goals. Go with the flow. You're going to have the energy you need. Thank you, Morgan. Super stoked. Hey, we already saw the Ten of Swords, right? But just for funsies, let's read this one. And I flipped right to it. Probably because this card has come up for me more in like the last probably 2 weeks than ever. End of a cycle of pain and struggle. Transformation occurs when you accept this ending and allow yourself to see that everything you've experienced has served its purpose. This level of surrender, which honestly I feel like these three are all working together, right, Morgan? See, you guys are working together. This level of surrender with the Hangman also, and the two Ten of Swords, like, what is that in like a poker hand? What is that? Surrender creates a feeling of peace and gratitude for what has left your life, creating space for a new cycle to begin. Or for me to actually complete the sentence I started like 5 minutes ago. Whatever. Hey. Again, I'm not judging myself for that either. Even though I probably should. Six of Swords can signify a delay or inability to move on from a difficult situation. Ask your intuition to guide you toward issues that still need resolving. That's cool. Thanks, Morgan. Focus on where you are in the present moment instead of pushing ahead with future plans. And then we ended up with the Five of Wands, right? Everybody's so fighty. I'm steeped in conflict or disagreement. How do you handle yourself during these situations? I already said at the beginning about code of conduct. I think it's more likely this. Annoying delays and circumstances beyond your control are asking you to slow down and pay attention to details. Try to keep your impatience in check. Well, I'm always trying to do that. Taking on several creative projects or tasks at the same time will lead to the frustration of not finishing anything. Actually, these two cards, the Ten of Swords and the Five of Wands, we're on speaking terms, let's just say. We know each other's phone numbers. Let's just say that. Focus on one thing at a time and see it through to the end before beginning anything new. Yeah. Alright, so this has been kind of exciting. A new deck, Izzy, right? We got to look at some tarot cards that don't have nothing but white people at the Ren Fair, right? That's exciting. I love that. We got to see Morgan and what she had to say. They're backing each other up on a couple of these here. Looks like Izzy's more in the Fifis, although we did have 2 10 cards that were the same. And we were kind of insinuating a pair here. Other than that, some cups and pence here. Some wands down here. Wands and swords down here. So, that's actually kind of cool. I'm glad I did that. I was curious. And thanks for joining me. I will see you at another time.